Hello dear audience, welcome back to another I.Inc showcase here in my mini-series of going through Doctor Who mods for Minecraft. Today we are looking at TARDIS Refined. Now if you missed I.Inc Get Crafty video, I do recommend you go back and watch that because it was good fun. I mentioned we've added this, we've added to the series, it's part of the mods, part of one of the mods now. We originally had Tardim, and I wanted something a bit more sort of Doctor Who-y, and this is the next sort of step. If I can get Teeb's Doctor Who mod in, that's like the next step up. It's just waiting for it to sort of get popular enough for Eternos to get it running. But we can get this running, so we have this for now. And it is a spectacular mod, and it's full of lots of good stuff. This is, in fact, the TARDIS. You don't get it straight away. There's a lot of stuff you have to get through to find it, and I shall go through that now. And this is actually going to be a very informative video, as you can see. Look, I've got all these things laid out in little boxes of gold blocks. Ooh, I'm this close to adding walls with item frames showing all the crafting recipes, but I have JEI for that, so it's fine. So these are some of the things you can craft, specifically these ones. I'm missing one. Never mind. We're going to look at specifically these two. So the first things you need are these things, which are the amethyst screwdriver and the astral manipulator. But actually, before you need any of those, you actually need something else. You need this. This is a root plant. You find these in sort of special cave generations that are under mountains or ocean biomes. If you watch the InCrafty video, that shows us finding one. And what you do is you get this little root plant, you find it underground in these little caverns, place it on a magma block, and within 20 to 25 minutes, you get one of these. Now this is sort of embryo TARDIS, and if you right-click on it, it says roots cover the edge. What you've got to do is get some shears, trim that away, and then you can go inside and start modelling around with it. Actually, let's show you how you do it. First, let's go through all these. So you build the amethyst screwdriver like this. You need an amethyst shard, a stone button, a blaze rod, and some lapis. And you need the astral manipulator, which is blocks of amethyst, a redstone lamp, redstone torch, and some iron ingots. Now with these, you use these to make these. So these are the astral manipulator recipes. So to build some of the functions in this, like say the console, the terraformer, they don't have, or that does. They haven't got their own crafting recipes. These are the crafting recipes. They're sort of 3D. And then you use the astral manipulator. You go boom, and then oh, hang on, that to that to that. You cover it up. You click that again, and then you'll turn it into the thing as I've labelled. So this is how you put the console unit. So these are Zyton infused iron blocks. You just get a Zyton ingot, which you just find. You mine it. It's sort of got the same generation as iron, and you use it on copper or Zyton blocks, or iron blocks, sorry, like how the Create mod does it. So this is the console. So you need 4 of these, smooth stone slabs, iron trapdoors, stone buttons, redstone block in the middle, and a glass block on top. And you make that into a console unit. So if you lose your console or something, you can use that. This is the terraformer. This is quite an important piece. So this is the final stage. So I've sort of done it in tiers here. So you've got regular stone, Zyton iron blocks, a Zyton block in the middle, then you put another layer of stone, glass panes, emerald, and then another layer of stone, Zyton iron blocks, Idelic sensor on top. This is the console configurator, so you use this to change the desktop of the console. That changes the console, and there's another circuit inside the TARDIS which lets you change the interior and also the exterior as well. That's Zyton copper blocks, amethyst blocks, and observer in the middle. This is a gravity shaft, so the console has a full interior full of a load of corridors, and some of them have lifts, and you build these lifts using these. It's sort of you sort of stand in and you sort of just go up and down, but it's sort of like just like an elevator really. So yeah, so you use Zyton iron blocks, amethyst blocks, and pistons. You need a lot of amethyst for this. You need a lot of amethyst, you need a lot of iron, you need a lot of copper. This is a flight detector. So this is a sort of what does it look like? This is what it looks like. Sort of like it's like a redstone piece. You can wire it up, and it will emit a redstone signal when you're in flight, so you can make sort of an animating light if you want to build your own in, which you can sort of do, but it's a little bit trickier than regular TARDISes. Landing pad. I tried to get one of these to work actually while I was setting this up, and I couldn't really get it to work. But what it is I think the idea is it's a sort of a marker for the TARDIS land, sort of like a helipad for the TARDIS. So that's Zyton iron blocks, copper slabs, or cut copper slabs, amethyst blocks, iron trapdoors, target. These are waxed, but for the real one you have to use unwaxed. This won't work, I believe, with waxed copper. You need to use unwaxed copper. These are just waxed so they don't go off, so this looks a bit better. Archer on pillar, that's a Zyton block, deep slate, polished deep slate walls, and a Zyton lamp. You just craft these like you would a regular iron lamp. These have a specific use. I'll show you what they are in a minute. Corridor teleporter, which is like used in the interior as well. So that's Zyton iron blocks, smooth stone slabs, iron trapdoors, and this in the middle is a landing pad. The thing you craft here. So use that for that there. So actually what I will show you quickly is what you do inside the console. I believe you can, which is quite a nice thing, because I think with Teeb's Doctor Who mods you can only have one of their TARDISes, I believe. But I believe with this one you can have more than one. There you go. There's a bit of lag to load it. Okay, so this is what the starting TARDIS looks like. Here it is. So what you do is in the middle here, you make a special pattern. I believe it's... I'm not going to build it fully, so you need copper, you need a redstone block, and then in the middle, on top, you place one of these things, a terraformer. Then what that does, that starts the sort of TARDIS rejuvenation process. It takes about 2 minutes or so. I will also say with the growing this house, you can increase it with the tick rate. If you up the tick rate, it'll grow a lot faster. I won't show you that now because I have already got one grown. This, in that room that I just showed you, you build this, and then that will sort of start the TARDIS to sort of regenerate, and then you get something a bit more like this. So this is the default room you get. You get these lovely ARS leaves, and then you get this lovely thing. This is a bulkhead door. You can craft these. They're sort of automatic doors. I assume they don't open to mobs or anything. But this is quite nice. You can get these. You get all the nice new flowers. You get some cherry blossoms and stuff. And you get this stuff called full stone. Now to get through this you need something called a growth drill, which is iron, redstone, cobblestone, and 3 pickaxes. And it instantly mines any of these blocks. And it hasn't got a durability either. It does it for as long as you want. You can mine these with regular pickaxes, like even with like netherite, wood, anything. I believe it's just very, very slow. Even with netherite, it's very, very slow. And this entire area is filled with these blocks, no matter how far you go. It's absolutely filled with this full stone. So it's not like with all other TARDIS worlds you have a sort of massive open space, fall to your death, blah, blah, blah. This doesn't have that. This is the console. I think because I'm in creative mode these all come up. You're meant to be wearing these glasses and they're meant to tell you what the problems are. But the glasses you make with Zyton, sticks and glass panes. There's also the key. I can't seem to use the key. I can't seem to get it to work outside, because I guess you're meant to use it. I've seen meant to use it to lock it. You can also craft another TARDIS door as well. So let's go through the functions. So not all these buttons do something, only a variety of them do. So you got your door. So if you right click it opens the door, if you left click it, it locks the door. You've got the dimension selector. So the TARDIS has its own sort of skill tree. I will show you the skill tree in a minute, but it has its own sort of inbuilt skill tree. And one of them is you can select different dimensions. There are 3 things the TARDIS can't do in terms of traveling. It can't go to the end until you've killed the Ender Dragon, so you have to find a stronghold first. Can't go beyond the build limit, so it can't go above 319 or below -64 on the overworld, and it can't spawn on the nether roof. This is the fuel. You can just click it and it will refuel. You can refuel pretty much anywhere, and it refuels quite quickly. Does it also automatically. You've got your fast return switch. Your GPS tells you where you are, what direction you're facing, and what dimension you're in. These are your coordinate buttons. That's your increment selector. So you have 10, so 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 2,500, and 5,000. That's your direction setting. So you want to face a certain direction. You've got your randomizer. You've got your handbrake, and that's your throttle. And the only thing we haven't looked at is the computer bank. So this lets you choose your soundscape. So you can make it sound like nether biomes. You can make it sound like underwater. If you want some more Doctor Who-y ones, if you want Victorian, that makes it sound like the McGann TARDIS. Soundscape, so classic is just your classic sort of 80s sort of TARDIS hum. Coral is the coral. I don't know if you can hear these, to be honest, it's quite quiet even for me. There's a nice sort of creak. It has got the Toyota. We've got the Toyota, which is quite a nice... It's quite a quiet one, the Toyota one. I'm going to have the classic... I don't know what's this one? I'm slightly eerie. I'm going to go back to the nice classic TARDIS hum. So external shell configuration, that's the outside. Now a lot of these are added in because there's an add-on for this mod called Extra Shell, and adds a bunch of extra shells, many ones from the show. So the default ones that the game that I know that come with the mod are this one and this police box. That's the one that comes with the mod. I think the extra shells only have new police boxes, I think. So some of these, I think that one comes with the mod, like default and the vending machine and the present and stuff. I'm not 100% sure how many of them do. So you got Ancient, which is sort of this weird sort of blocky one. You can make it look damaged and broken. You got the Whisker and Tenant Gatwell one, so that makes it look like Tenant Gatwell's one, the sort of darker blue. You can have the sort of greeny blue of Whitaker. You got this nice sort of gold and emerald one. Engineer tile, sort of got create sort of brass sort of lining. You got the sort of Glaswegian TARDIS, which sort of reminds me of sort of like the Teebs ones with these sort of thin little windows, and I guess these got these bigger panels at the bottom. A Lego one, which to us does remind me more of the character building one. You got your Moffat one, and you can have the sort of dark blue Smith or the light blue sort of Smith Capaldi. You got the 9 and 10 one, and you've got the Thadorf. You got Overgrown, the default with the blue or the sepia, the sort of yellowy windows. Sort of an aquatic C1. You got Big Ben or Gothic suitcase. You can make it look like the suitcase from TF2, or like a metal briefcase, or Black Mesa, or just default nice one there. Castle Drifter, which is sort of a funky looking one. Groening, and that guy does like Futurama in The Simpsons. Growth sort of looks like the root shell thing. You got hieroglyphs, sort of a, I don't know, Sutex TARDIS. Lift, Mystic. Ooh. Was it animate? Ooh, is it animate? I think it's animating slightly as well. You got your Nuka one, Pagoda, Pathfinder, which just looks like a door. Phone box, kind of classic British one. Portaloo, Present, and vending machine. And there's the game's default. So you have sort of a tenanty one, or a sort of Smithy Capaldi one. I'm gonna have, because it's sort of the, actually I'm gonna have dark blue, and it does change the interior door as well. You can't open both doors. I also say the amethyst screwdriver isn't like a Sonic. It only interacts with this. That's something I will quickly say. Now, before we look at all the interiors, we're gonna have a look at the actual rest of the interior of the TARDIS. Now, you know I said this TARDIS had randomly generated corridors. Well, there's a lot of them. So here's the console. Here's the console. So that's the little bulkhead door room. That's the door behind us. There's the exit, and there's the little bit of grass. Now, if we zoom out slightly, now here are all the rooms. Now this is where you spawn, so this teleports you all the way over here, and I will show you in that area. So you don't click it, it's automatic, and I think it's just so it can build the corridor there, build the console room, and then it will teleport you no matter what. So here are all the connections. So there are 2 rooms that are immediately available to you. So in this one, wrong way, I have a great sense of direction. We have the ARS tree. So these are all the sort of skill points. Get some lovely music. No, we'll leave it on. Oh, they do animate, so they sort of like jostle in the wind. Look at that, amazing. Now all these cost certain amounts of skills. I think sort of all these first ones have 1, and they cost like 10 or whatever. They do vary. So how long does the wait time last now? Lowest desktop wait time to 10 seconds. So it starts at 2 minutes, then 1 minute, then 10 seconds. There is a command you can put in, and it automatically locks them all. Have I got it here? No, I haven't got it here. But there is I think if you write, is it TARDIS Refined, upgrade, unlock all, or you can unlock specific ones if you want. And as you unlock them, this tree will grow. So you start off with this tiny little tree in the middle, and then you get this massive tree, and all these effects as you unlock them. These corridors don't change. It's all like Fallout Who. The corridors don't change, but the room will. Oh, the music stops when you leave as well. That's quite nice. And then there's another room. All these other are just corridors. So they're all made of sort of deep slate and polished basalt. Now you can break all these. As you can see, it's got the full stone behind it, so you can fully customize it if you don't like this look. You can tear up all these rooms, make them as big as small as you want. So you get this sort of, there's a sort of a big one here. We can teleport to it. So you get this big sort of open one. It's sort of like, it's like a junction. It's like a junction room. And then you've got this sort of room here. All these little pillars around it. Or there's this sort of angular shaped room. So there's here, so these sort of mark like directions you can go in. So look how far, it generally goes on forever and ever and ever. Actually, does it keep going? If I go like say sort of here, yes it will. It is a completely massive random, it is a proper TARDIS. You will get genuinely lost in these if you haven't got a world map. I'm using these just to demonstrate how big this is. I think they do sort of stop like here, so there are some dead ends, because I think they leave this massive space so it can load consoles and stuff. That's why it teleports you. But it's absolutely mental. It's fantastic. I love it. I love how big it is. So if we go down here, this is the gravity lift, and you go down like that, and then through here, this is the Eye of Harmony. So these are the Archtron pillars. So things I showed you earlier, the block and the pillar and the lamp. Use them in 2 here and then 2 on the bottom, and then this activates, look down there, the Eye of Harmony. If you do fall down there, you will die. and you will lose your stuff. So don't jump into the Eye of Harmony. You will die. And now, as it is tradition with TARDIS mods, I now have to go through a shed load of interiors for my own amusement, which is great, and they'll only take 10 seconds. Thank you, mods. So some of these are custom made, and these are based on interiors, like from the show. And I could just go through them like this, but I want to show you the whole thing because I really have nothing else to do with my time. So the first one is this one called I.Inc. Now I think I will say I don't think you can get this one back. I don't think there is a way of getting this one back. So if you like it, don't change it because you can't get it back. So this is the first one. This is I.Inc. I believe you just click it, and then I think you just leave, and then in 10 seconds it will come back as a brand new TARDIS. Ooh, the windows have gone funny. Ooh, okay, so this is the I.Inc. interior. So I believe, so yeah, that's why it has the massive space. So it will break all the blocks in here. So if you have something, so if you have like a chest in here, don't break it. Is there a bat? Apparently there's a bat in here. Ooh, I like that. I like the sort of glass underneath. Okay, this console room has a bat and a lot of fire. I do quite like an off-centered door. I'm always quite rubbish at doing them, but so you've got a sort of little open area here. You've got a sort of living area. Is that meant to be a chalkboard? I guess this is meant to be like a hat stand or something. You've got little flower beds. Oh, there's the corridor to take you out to the rest of the console. So here is one of the consoles. This is the tokamak one. Look, so not all it says your directional button. There's some just switches. They all keep most of the buttons all sort of together, so you sort of know where they go. Let's have a look. No, I think we've seen everything in this console room. Oh, what's this area? You got some nice fountains. This is quite a nice one. I quite like it. So I think there are all these people will see all the consoles, and I've got to try and find where the computer terminal is. Where's the? Oh, is it the little scanner? So the next one is classic. Okay. Oh, right, because it's classic doors, so the doors are at the angle. Okay. Okay, so this is definitely a sort of a. Oh, look, is that a different? No, that is the same as the original one. Yeah. So this is the sort of a more sort of a Hartnell-esque one, with a sort of blue floor, sort of like in the Daleks in colour. That's the scanner. It's a glowing item frame. You got the fault locator at the back. 1963, active, error detecting machine has developed the fault. You got the sort of these light stick things. You got the fake wall. You got the corridor there. Bone blocks everywhere. You got the, I guess it's meant to be that sort of sphere with the arrow through it. You got the brass pillars. You got the table. I never knew he had a desk. You got the thing on the roof. Oh, that's a quite nice way of making it angled. So you got like a spare panel. Some comparatives. Ooh, the hell? Oh, that's so cool! Oh, it's got a redstone circuit. Oh look, they've made a little redstone circuit around it. So they've smothered the room in this, and they've made a little redstone circuit for it. Oh, that's cool. Well, if it is, it's not on center. That's why it looks weird. Because normally the panels are centered. I think the only console that does this is the Coral one, isn't it? It's the only console that has. There's no panel like facing you at the door. Interior. Oh, so it starts dark and you press the button, it sort of turns it on. Okay. Desktop configuration. We want copper. Oh, this is always nice to see. I do love this console. I mean, I like other ones for like the furniture. Like I like the Smith Capaldi one. I do quite like the new one because it's just such a nice looking room compared to the Jodie one. But this is just, it's just mad. It's mad. It's cool. It's got so much more life to it than oh look how it animates. You got the little is that like maybe like the walkie-talkie, and you've got the. I love that monitor. So they've done a few things themselves. It's not like completely accurate. They've changed a few things. Oh, it isn't the right way around because shouldn't the typewriter be here? They have sort of flipped. I think you can sort of break. There is a way you can break the console and flip it around. So you got some nice animating bits. You got these like twirly things and this twirly thing and that thing and that thing and I do like this scanner. These like lots of little screens. Now, which one of these has the exit corridor? Is it up here? Where's like the bulkhead door one? Is it here? Is it through here? Oh, we can check on here. Oh, I think it's in the corner. So you've got some sort of fake corridors. Is it got like a massive open space? No. Where's the bulkhead door? Is it at the bottom somewhere? Is it down hither? It's in here. It's in here. Oh yeah, this is nice. This is nice. I don't know which one of these I'd have. This is a good, because I'm filming this before I've made my TARDIS yet in the series. This is sort of allowing me to sort of figure out which one I like. Sort of like having a house tour, like before you buy a house. Right, next one. Coral. Well, I guess I'm gonna do it quite quick. Ooh. And on. Are these lights meant to be out? I think they are. Why are these ones at the moment? Oh, nothing is actually making them stay on. Oh, they're just magically on. Okay. So, oh, this one's the complete opposite the wrong way. They got the handbrake at the front. There's the phone. It's like I'm recognizing. Oh, like, oh, they're all different switches. Ooh, it's got a look. It's got a door. No, I've already made that joke. I like. This is what they've done. Wait, are those black magic? Oh, wait, no, it isn't. Oh no, because it's slabs. Oh, okay, that's slabs, isn't it? God, I forgot we had stone slabs like this because I saw that and thought, how have they made it? How have they done two slabs underneath? I honestly thought it was black magic. And they've used mud, which is an interesting choice. I don't really like using blocks like that in building because, like, I sort of my brain sort of knows what it is. I'm like, no, I can't admit I'm building out of mud like that. Like pattern mud, I get, but I think this is like, so I don't use dirt in builds and stuff as well. For a similar reason. So you've got oh, why are these hoppers? And why has that got carpet in it? I don't get what that's about. That one's got an item frame in it as well. Ooh, la-di-da. Yeah, you've got the pillars, you've got the sort of barriers instead of the chair. No hat stand. You've got the sort of brick built. Oh, I didn't know there was cracked near the brick. So I think yeah. Oh, these look a bit different because I've got Optifines, so they do look a bit different. Was that glass and is that powdered snow? That is, it's powdered snow. I've never seen someone use powdered snow in a build before. That's quite unique. I don't think any of these make different noises or anything. No, the controls make different noises between the versions. There are no buttons on this panel. Right, switch, randomizer. Oh, it's only got one other lever. There should be two levers on this one, technically, shouldn't there? Oh, never mind. I'm nitpicking. Post-it notes. Desktop configuration. Crystal. Alright, here's the next one. Here's one I'm sure you're happy to see. It's the good old Jodie Whittaker one. I assume the bulkhead door. I can see the door behind here. Okay, there's the door to get you out because you want to leave. But every time I've seen one of these, they've always done a good job of making it look good. And they always use. I mean, a lot of them do use very similar. I guess some people have their own custom blocks to make it look a bit better, but because a lot of these use because this hasn't got any custom like building blocks really, apart from like the Zyton stuff. So they do sort of try their best quite well. But this looks very good. You've got the shroom lights, you've got the bit at the top. So this is obviously a late series Jodie TARDIS because it does change because she doesn't always have that at the top apparently. I learned that from the Gmail TARDISes. Yeah, it's not really much. Oh, this is the scanner. Because I had that weird sort of gas holographic thing, doesn't it? It's like the steam. Right, desk configuration. Next one. Okay, this is the factory interior. This is sort of meant to be sort of the default interior. Ooh, it's got some. Oh, it's just got a corridor, and I guess it's behind that. Yeah, it's all thing. You know, but you got some frog lamps and stuff. Normally it's sort of sea lanterns for this sort of TARDIS. But I like this. It's sort of like a sort of classic-y one with a hint of colour. I think this is like the original sort of default one they had. I think in the old version. No, I like this. Like the sort of. It's very simple. It's very simple and no fiddly bits. Oh, this might be a scanner. Very different. Actually, I think before... No, we'll keep going through all these, because, yeah, they all show off the console. I might look at the console thing at the end, just to check we haven't missed any consoles. Done Crystal, we've done Factory, Future Nostalgia. This one... I do recognise this one. So this is you got the War Doctor one. Now, this one, I believe, because this is made by I think it's made by Commander Moose, who for a while did try to make that sort of, like, in vanilla TARDIS. I think this was the interior they used. So, no, I do like this. I'd probably have this one to us. I do like this sort of console. I I like the wood, I like the levels. I do like how they've done the lights here with the frog lights and the glass sort of pillars. Big sort of wall scanner up here, and you've got the door underneath. Sort of, I was actually like roots or like wiring down there underneath with glass. No, I like this. I like this armchair. I like the armchair and the little purple rugs everywhere. I think Commander Moose is the person who makes this. I might have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure. Actually, hang on, let me. Yes, but I went to go check the post I made when I said I was gonna do these. Yeah, this is Commander Moose. I will say I have sort of forgotten to mention like who make these, and I do sort of apologise. I do always link them as well. I try to. So I will leave a link to this mod description. I also leave a link to the wiki page. It's got a nice proper wiki page as well, which was most of this I am sort of taking the information from. This and another mod showcase, so I feel like I'm plagiarising right now. But that was only just to figure out how to, I couldn't figure out how to get the desktop thing work, and I still didn't. I still couldn't get it to bloody work. But, yeah. Ooh, I have to raise the ceiling. Ooh. I quite like. I personally would have had it clean, but that's just me. I'm just weird. I don't know why that's mangrove. Why everything else is stone. I have a feeling it's not meant to be there because nothing else here is mangrove wood. Anyway, yes, okay. That's enough of ogling. Let's go to the next one. So this is the Hellbound interior. Very Nether inspired. Oh, it's very tall. Ooh, I like that. I've always tried to do that with TARDISes. I've always tried to do a sort of galaxy sort of effect. I can never pull it off. Oh, they've actually made look. Oh, they've done windows to Nether biomes. You've got the sort of crimson forest in there. How big is it? Oh, that's not the right biome. How big? Oh my god! Oh, look, they've made like massive things. You've got the crimson forest there. You've got the basalt delta. You got the warped jungle, and they've had a good use of the trees to sort of obscure the view. And then you've got the soul sand one with the fossil, and then you've got the door at the back. I think more of a safety hazard because it's got all this loose lava. I would probably walk into it and burn myself to death. And they've got some like levers for decoration as well. I very rarely use decorative levers. And this is one of the custom consoles I've got as well. Ooh, I'm not a big fan of the plinth. I'd make it a bit bigger, but again, that's just me. I quite like that. So what's the next one then? Iron Guard. Ooh, I like that. So this is the lodestone interior, and I will say this is probably one of my favourites. It's got this nice sort of outer balcony section, all these sort of mechanical parts in the walls, lots of switches and pipes and cogs. Got an auxiliary panel. We have a collection of, that's the main corridor, but I believe in all the corners, like here, there are extra corridors just behind a bit of a full stone, so if you want to have a little sort of immediate little room, instead of going through all the corridors and stuff, you can. We've got some pipes down here and a sort of foggy lava glass effect, so it's just lava with several layers of glass, I mean, sort of misty sort of effect. You've got these lovely pillars, the use of the War Doctor console. Actually, I'm going to quickly notice, because I noticed with this one that they have different designs. I have figured out how to use the console configurator. I'm recording this on a separate day. But if you put it in, if you have to have it touching the console and have this little sort of chip thing. See this bit here, that has to be facing outwards. And then if you right click, it goes to all the consoles. And if we go back to that, you see it's gone, it's not the white one anymore. Because if you get the pattern manipulator, which uses this crafting recipe, and then right click it with that, you do this. So you have the green sort of Eccleston one, you've got the War Doctor one, and you've also got the blue that Tennant has. And if you, so one of my personal favourites, if we go to the this one, so this is the basic one. This has also got the sort of 70s Tom Baker style, the kind of minty sort of like Hartnell one and Ruth Doctor one, and this like sort of wooden one if you want to make like a sort of a kind of 4th Doctor secondary console. For this one, I believe, can't remember, but this is sort of a sort of aperture one because you've got a little thingy in there. You have this sort of gold version, this sort of nice sort of neon blue, this sort of one with orange lining. You got a little core there going, spaceship. For this sort of funky organic one, you've got a sort of molten one. This sort of kind of retro-y interior, and you can give it sort sort of an industrial look, or okay, it's cool. I quite like this one actually, the sort of blue. For the Tokamak one hasn't got any because it's sort of brand new. For the Capaldi one, you've got the sort of purple Missy one, or the blue Smith, or the sort of skulky one, which just looks like it's got like an infection. For the Edwardian McGann one, you can make it green, or my personal favourite, give it the sort of Richardy Grant Scream of the Schalke look, which I adore. The Smith one has got this sort of another sort of skulky one, and then we've seen the Tennant one, and the Crystalline one has the Master TARDIS look, and you even get a little holographic exterior, so you see what the TARDIS looks like, which is a lovely setting. And if you shift right click with it, that breaks the console. So if you want to move the console for whatever reason, that's how you do it, because I don't think you can really break it properly with normal blocks. That's that look that quick. Yes. But yeah, this is a lovely console. I love this Starfield plot. This is probably one of my favourites. Yeah, let's look at the next one. So this is the Lodestone interior. This is the Lodestone interior. Very simple, sort of oddly shaped. So you've got this large open space between the door and the console. You've got this sort of black screen, which is just a mix of black glass and black concrete. Lovely mix of stones. You've got like andesite and deep slate and stuff on the layers. The console, this lovely sort of light pillar made with different frog lamps. And if we go down this corridor, which is the opposite, same on the opposite side, and go down here, then you go underneath the console, where you have some more little details, little redstone torches and levers, the glass up there, and then through here we have the corridor. Every single one of these TARDISes has the little corridor connector here. I will add, if you ever, there isn't a template TARDIS. There's no like blank template TARDIS for this mod. So if you want to build your own, you have to sort of knock through one. I recommend getting one of the small ones and build through it. But I will say is, wherever this is, you have to sort of build around where this sort of corridor teleporter is, because that will never move. But what I have discovered is you can move the exterior door, and wherever you put it, you will teleport through it. It will sort of take you back through. So wherever you put that, if I put that, say, there, or on the ceiling, that's where I would come out if I went back through. So if you ever build your own custom TARDIS with this mod, always take into account where the bulkhead door is. So you sort of build it backwards. Normally when you build TARDIS, you build it from the console and build it outwards, or you build it from the... I sometimes build them from the entrance, sort of build round. But in this one, you have to build from where the back is, because the console and that door can move, because you can even craft the TARDIS doors, so you can have as many TARDIS doors as you want. Here is the mechanical TARDIS. It's another sort of small one. It uses the similar effect that the Iron Guard one has, but I think with a lot more layers of glass to give it that sort of murky effect. It's also sort of it's on a big chunk of it. So you're not really meant to sort of stand down there. You should probably have a wall there. You've got some pipes sort of going into it more, lots of cogs and mechanical parts on the walls. You've got the bulkhead door bit at the back there. Again, a nice small one, so it's quite easy to build with. I like you have that noise every time you click on it. And I like these little pipe things with the grindstones and the basalt going into the walls with the fog lamps coming out of it. A very nice little effect. Can you sleep in here? That's a fun trick. Also, there's also this little lower section underneath. There's nothing in here. It's just an extra little room you can hide in if you so wish. Those are the... yeah. Oh, okay. I assume that doesn't break... Does that break the full stone, actually? Oh, it does! God, who needs a pattern manipulator when you could, like... I guess you could also blow it all up as well. I guess you could use TNT. But now I've crashed this TARDIS. Oops. So this is the mesh interior. I will say I have mixed feelings about this console. I like the use of the console, and I like this sort of effect with the trapdoors. I like this sort of teleport pod. I realise there's a few things of books behind this one. Is there books behind both of them? No, there's in this corner there's just a tiny little thing with some books, a little sort of bookshelf. Okay, where's the corridor? How would you get out? Oh, it's back here, sort of hidden away. I like how all these are sort of jutting out at different like heights and lengths. And there's another door. I guess some of these are just sort of just extra rooms. But one thing I don't really like are these sort of bits here with the smooth stone and the clay. They just sort of sit out and look a bit strange. But they all do actually use rears. Those are invisible item frames. If you use Yeah, those are invisible lighting frames they've used up there. That's quite a unique bit. Very again, another slightly bigger one, but very simple sort of design. No real sort of bells and whistles. Oh, was that a chest? Oh, is there a way down there? Let's just break through. Hang on. There's a whole little lower section because I saw a chest. There's how you get in. And there's a toaster. Where's the chest I saw? I saw a chest. Have I gone mad? A hidden chest behind the toaster. That's weird. There's lots of secrets and stuff. And like I said, with the toaster, there's a few custom heads in some of these. So that's the mesh interior. Here is the new wave. Again, we've got another little starfield, little observatory sort of opening bit here. This I sort of get Ruth Doctor. Fugitive Doctor TARDIS vibes with this one. I don't really know why. You got a few little shelves and things. Here you got some barrels here for a bit of storage. Lots of use of banners as well. You got a back sort of fault locator section here with the corridor. You've got some cobbled deep slate connected to these sort of alternating barriers. You've got some more campfires with like some smoke and some nice ambience. Use of the tokamak TARDIS in the middle there. I wish all the buttons animated. I wish all these little switches had some sort of little animation for them. How there's a lot of buttons that don't do anything. Sort of reminds me of Gmod TARDISes that have lots of buttons you can press. They seem to replicate this look. Like I think that galaxy effect is in like every single TARDIS that has one of these open roofs, which I get because it's really funky to build, and I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to build. If you didn't want to build more than one. But yeah, repairing this like costs no money at all. I mean, it takes 10 seconds for me because I unlocked all the upgrades. I think normally it should take about 2 minutes, but you could theoretically mine all this out. So you could farm these blocks, you could farm the concrete, you could farm the sea lanterns. Luckily, I think to us the rarest blocks these things use are things like the light blocks, like the sea lanterns, the frog lamps. They seem to be the sort of rarest blocks these use. None of these blocks, and I guess also the concrete. Well, concrete isn't rare; it just isn't asked to make. Yeah, none of these builds use things like blocks of iron or emerald or anything like that. They all use sort of the similar sort of block. But I guess other things like end rods and stuff as well that are quite an arse to find. But yeah, you could theoretically farm those sort of blocks and then just repair it and then come back and get them all again if you wanted to. And I guess also you could open all this, and because there's a lot of concrete out here, so you could mine all that and then, you know, repair it, come back in 10 seconds and do it all again. Yeah, I just realized how complex this like section is. It's like a chandelier, and I like these sort of tracing lights. Again, if you had the flight detector, which I think I've already gone through, which detects when the TARDIS is in flight and emits a redstone signal, you could make these sort of loop. So when you're in flight, it actually has the sort of those chasing lights that the Smith Capelli TARDIS has that I absolutely adore. Next up is the Nuka TARDIS. Now this is another quite small one, full of mud apparently, I've just realised. Yeah, and mangrove wood, which to us, I really struggle to find mangrove wood. I don't know what it is, I just really suck at finding it. But we got a nice use of you know, the red and the white. You got a lot of diorite and calcite. Here you got some frog lamps as well, and then down here we got the corridor that takes you out everywhere. But yeah, a very small, again, another small, simple TARDIS, but with a good splash of colour. Appreciate thing. I will also say that changing the TARDIS around, it does use up a lot of fuel, so I should remember to keep sure the TARDIS is fueled. So yeah, again, a very simple TARDIS, but again, like I said, very bright and colourful. And is that mushroom stem? I think it is. That's mushroom stem. I need to use mushroom stem more in my builds. It's got a good block and bone blocks. Good for like you know, if you're building some sort of, I don't know, but a lot of medieval sort of fancy looking houses for a big medieval fantasy world. Don't know who would want to build one of those. Right, let's move on to the next one. Now this is the Radiance, I think. Is that what it's called? Is this called the Radiance? Can I turn the fuel on actually while I'm here quickly before I forget? Enable refueling. Okay. So yeah, this is the Radiance, and I will say this is definitely my favourite TARDIS. I love this effect. I do love a good wooden console, and this is everything I strive for wooden one. It's even got like, it's got brick as well. I like this effect here. I like all the little hidden nooks and crannies, like all the flower pots and stuff. It looks very homely as well. I like a good homely looking TARDIS. That's why I like the Capaldi one over the Smith one, because I like all the books and stuff. And it's got some interesting little tennises. You got the little you got the fire coral to make a sort of like nice bushy sort of carpet. You've got these amazing spiral staircases. So going to go a screenshot to use because I absolutely suck at building spiral staircases. Here down to the lower level, we've got these little sort of living areas. We've got lots of little cubby holes with books. We've got there was a cartography table back there. We've got a little cooking area with some sea pickles. I guess they're meant to be like jars of food or something. Lots of little chests and barrels. We got another little reading corner We've got another little custom head and stuff, and a little lectern there for your books. You've got this very lower section with even like an even lower bit here to connect to the console. And if you look up, you have this sort of semi-attached console, like with the sort of time column that has a like extra bit that doesn't connect. Very sort of unique thing. Not many TARDISes use that technique. Amazing sort of hanging big ceiling with these hanging lanterns. It sort of reminds me of the sort of ARS tree sort of thing, doesn't it? With all the little dangling little lamps. And you've got these little heightened bits here. There's so many different levels. It's got a lot of verticality to it, and oh, I just love it. I just love it. It's just a lovely shape, lovely colour, and it's brilliant. You've got like a little campfire down here, and I think where is the corridor for the rest of the TARDIS? I think it's on this as at the back is it's on this level. And you've got just sort of a blank section there, and then you've got the staircase there. So there's only one staircase. I probably would have a staircase on either side for sort of symmetry reasons, and then maybe have the campfire sort of at the back there. But that's just me. If it was this with the open roof that the I.Inc one had, that would be just the ultimate TARDIS. Right. Next, so here is the next canonical one. This is of course they call it the refurbished, but I guess other people call it the Tokmak or the Tennant Gatwa TARDIS. And we've seen this one a lot because they had it in. We've seen it, of course, in TARDIS Doctor Who mod. We've seen it in the Dalek mod, and I will say this one does something very different because they put stuff in this corner. There is no scanner though. I realised looking around, I think the scanner's meant to be sort of here, isn't it? And they've done this lovely effect of putting powdered snow behind the lamp. So there's loads of like frog lamps or whatever it is. I don't know if you can't really see it from here, but there's frog lamps or some sort of lantern, then powdered snow, then glass to give this sort of effect. I guess you just can't see the edges, so it's sort of a very sort of kind of clean sort of light coming behind it, which is very nice. And we've got a collection of these different corridors. Which one I think this one is the proper one. Yes. I think also in some of these the trapdoors are a bit scuffed for some reason. Some of them are sort of broken. I'm not quite sure why. Just some of them aren't flipped down. And then you've got the jukebox here to play your tunes on. But yeah, like I said, they've put stuff here. Normally with this console, there's nothing in this corner. I think the only one I can think of that has something else here is the Fallout Who interior. I think they have a little like balcony bit, sort of stretches from here, and sort of goes along like that. Because I used to have my power armor sat there. They've put an extra corridor, and it's another little sort of balcony bit here that you can sort of just stand and sort of just go like, ooh, nice. But yeah, like I said, not all these doors have those corridors. I think this one is just a corridor. Oh no, it has got a room, so you can build. But not all of them have a bulkhead door for some reason. Like that one's just quartz, that one's just quartz, that one's just quartz. This one also has a little corridor there, but actually has got a bulkhead door, and you've got the lower section. Nothing really going on. I mean, I like this. I do like this one. I've already said I like this one for the room, but I miss the sort of furnishings. I will question why I don't really know why they've used smooth quartz, but also like the non-smooth quartz for the slabs. I don't know why you would just use smooth quartz for everywhere to make it look a bit more sort of uniform. But hey ho, each their own. Right. Next one. This is one of the last canonical interiors. This is of course the Toyota. I believe it's meant to be more the Capaldi one, I guess, from the console in the middle, but they haven't given it any bookshelves. I think I know why, because they've sort of done what the Dalek mod interior of this TARDIS does. They've made it very thin and small up on the top bits, so you can't really fit anything in here if you wanted to, which I can sort of understand, but I like the ones that have a bit more space in, because they just feel very cramped. And we've got these sort of lower sections with the glass. Oh, they put the lanterns at the bottom, so you get that sort of smooth effect, but you still get the light, which is quite nice. And they've tried to replicate the sort of, you've got some little dangly bits here, you've got the little storage underneath. Ooh, that's new. I never noticed that before. I literally just seen that today, just now. Because I've had to record a few times because my recordings have gone a bit scuffed. But you've got the little power line thing going through the middle, like in Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS. That's a really nice little trick there. I never noticed that. And you've got some corridors here using the frog lamps, and then one side is the corridor, and then you've got there's a bit of mud here. All the TARDISes have to have a bit of mud in them, and you've got the sort of revolving bit at the top. You've got the frog lamps here, and then the sort of quite basic looking roundels on the side here, just using some concrete and warped wood on acacia buttons, which is interesting technique. I don't know why there's a button on the floor there. So now this is the one that made me realise you could change the interior like design, because this has the this amazing sort of Tom Bakery one. So this is the Vapor interior. It's a very simple one. Actually, with the scene, sort of reminds me of the Pull Out Who one. But you will have a realization of where is the console? Where is the corridor? And it took me a while to realize this until I found this. So this is how you get to the bulkhead door, and that's how you get to the rest of the corridors. There's an underneath section. You've got some books, a few little custom heads here. Lovely little fish tank. But I quite like this one. I like the little splash of colour of the green in the corners. You've got sort of circulating lights. You've got sort of open top. Very simple console. Not really much to talk about. Got some bits of water here. Now, and then some buttons. It's the doorbell for the inside. Yeah, it doesn't make sense either. Right, let's go for the next one. So this is the last of the canon interiors. This is the Victorian or the McGann or the Houdolin. Is that how you pronounce it? Houdolin? Houdolin? No, interior. With a so you got the big armchair, you got the flower pot where you put the jelly babies in. You've got the cabinets with the drawers full of gold dust. You have got the clock area with some nice plant life. And the piano, you've got the staircase up to the top section here with all the books and the lectern, which sadly has nothing in it. Got the console looking magniflorious. You've got all the different pillars, you've got all the candles and open flames. You've got the master in his little box, and where the Eye of Harmony door would be, you've just got the corridor, which is nice. And again, you've got that lovely open starfield, not starfield, what's the word? Big open sort of observatory roof. It's like the most TARDISy, but like the least TARDISy at the same time, because it hasn't even got any like roundels, but it is. What's the next one? Alright, well the last two here, I do quite like this one. It's quite an interesting one, because it's the Violet Eye. I think over here is the Violet Eye in question. It's quite weird, because it's the only one that doesn't actually show you what the console looks like. All the others show you where at least the console is. But this one doesn't, which is weird. But this is well, I can describe it as Missy's TARDIS, Missy's Gothic TARDIS. That's what I can sort of describe it as. It's got lots of purple and stuff, and there's almost sort of beacon effect with the concrete powder and the glass. It does look like a beacon, doesn't it? A lot of use of the crimson wood, an odd use of the mangrove wood here. I'm not sure what that's meant to sort of be. And I like also the noise. This is just Minecraft, but it's a very weird noise when you walk on specifically Crimson Stem. I guess it's also the same for the blue one. But it's a very funky interior. You've got, on either side you've got these little sort of cubby holes with some books, and on each side you've got these little hidden rooms you can do stuff in. You've got these lovely sort of slightly swervy staircases that take you up to the upper levels with all these sort of pillars and stuff. And you've got these lovely sort of arches, and you've got the eye at the top, and it all sort of leaps up into this middle section. Massive thing. And honestly, I do think that they use the wrong console for this. I think they really should have that. That does fit a lot better, and it even fits into the ceiling as well. Or maybe, maybe not one of the skulky ones. They should do maybe they should have like an infected TARDIS, like a skulk TARDIS. I mean, I guess they're using the effect with the looms to make like empty bookshelves, but I guess you could use chiseled bookshelves. But I'm sort of screwing with it because of course I've got Optifine, which connects bookshelves together to just sort of ruin the effect. But this is nice. I do like this one. It's not. I think my top 3 TARDISes I think for this mod customs. I think number 3 is this one, Violet Eye. Then 2, I would probably say Iron Guard. Maybe two, I think Radiance might be number 2 possibly, and then Iron Guard might be number 3. Might be number 1, maybe, or maybe they're joint first because I like the room of Radiance. I like the room of this one, but for this one I like the detailing. Like I like the roof. And I like the little scanner window that has the nether in it. I like all that. But there's one more TARDIS we have to look at, which is this one. So the final TARDIS in this mod is this one, the watch face interior. And you may wonder, Alfie, why is this one called the watch face interior? And I'll say, well, good viewer, it looks like this. Now that is why it's called the watch face, because it has a massive clock. Not, I will say, a massive cock. That is the TARDIS that's controlled by a male chicken. I do quite like it. It's quite another sort of wood one. Very quaint. I like this. It's a very sort of survival friendly one because it's quite small. It's like, I'd say it's quite easy to replicate in survival. And also it has this lovely little workshop area full of turtle shells. You've got a drop dispenser for whatever reason, barrels, blast furnaces, lots of chests, these lovely sort of fluorescent lights with the levers and the end rods, bring stands, another little chest, grindstones, a stone cutter as well. And over here you've got this lovely little book reading area with another little bring stand, these lovely chairs with the with the use of what you call it, campfires to make these very nice looking seats. Cubby bits with the black stone sort of creeping out between the wood. It does, black stone and wood does sort of fit. It really does sort of work quite well. I should remember that. You've got lots of chains and stuff connecting. You've got the shroom lights in the roof and the little bit of nether brick, sort of giving it that sort of dark look to fit with the wood. But that little dash of colour, and the actual clock itself is quite nice. But yeah, that's the mod really. That is pretty much everything there is to see in thing. We've gone through all the different shells and all the different sort of versions they have. We've gone through all the different we've gone through all the police box, we've gone through the consoles, we've gone through how to fly the TARDIS, we've gone through all the sort of bits you have to go in to get to it. This is probably the most in-depth I've ever made one of these videos. And I am quite proud of it. So what's the next one? Well, I have got TARDIS recorded. To be honest, I recorded TARDIS before I did this, but I might leave that, possibly, and I might look at TARDIS Doctor Who mod again next, because that's had a massive update. Ironically, it had an update about a week after I made my video, so I might go back and look at that again, and look at the new update, look at all the stuff out. They've added, I think they've added a few new exteriors, a new interior, and a few new blocks and mobs and stuff. Then maybe I'll do TARDIS, which I think before I do TARDIS, there's also TARDIS Archive mod. That might be the next one I look at, maybe. And then I'll look at TARDIS, then I'll look at TARDIM, which is the other Squid Team one, and then we'll look at the 1.16 TARDIS mod, maybe. I might go back in time and look at that mod. I guess I could go through all the ones that have that are more specific ones. Like I know there's like a Sonic Screwdriver mod, there's a Weeping Angels mod, there's a K9 mod. Maybe I'll go through those, the more sort of smaller specific ones. But when it comes to like bigger Doctor Who mods, they sort of go into two sort of categories. You've either got sort of the full sort of Doctor Who experience, those things that your Dalek mod and your Teebs Doctor Who mod, or they're just about a TARDIS and have a few extra things sort of thrown in. So that's things like this. Adventures in Time. But one more quick thing before I leave. My good friend Adam has, my friend Adam has started his own solo thing, especially looking at I look at my favorite games in this series, in this channel, like at Gmod and Minecraft. He's looking at his favorite sandbox game. He's doing a lot of stuff looking at space engineers, sort of teaching you how to play it and what it's all about. And because he has no originality, he decided to also do his own Fallout 4 Fallout Who Remastered series. And I have seen the first episode. It is quite funny. So I do recommend you have a good look at that. Because it is quite good, and go give him a subscribe. I'll link him in the description, and he's also linked in the sort of channel bio as well. That's it. I'm gonna stop waffling. I always do a lot of waffle at the end of these, but yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'm gonna have a bit of a fly because I'm bored, and well, I've got to get to work somehow. So cheerio, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Didn't go quite to plan.
It was funny though.